now. Where's my fingers going in front? That's it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so if you want to bring the camera over here, this is the side that we've already done. So as you can see, this is devoid of hair. And now I'm going to show you the rest of the back wax. We did actually have some recorded, and we talked about what we used beforehand and making sure you've got the right direction, but we'll go back through that again. Unfortunately, the video stopped recording. So you take a strip. Now I've already pre-applied this wax, so it's going to be set quite solid at the moment. All right, so you've got to make sure that it's warmed up enough to be able to rip off the wax. So you put the strip on, rub it as hard as you can and rip down. That's it. The harder you rip the strip, the more hair that you can remove in one go. And if there is any skin that's loose, it is important to think about stretching that skin to prevent any irritation, redness or soreness. Dispose of the strip. Hygiene is really important. So at the beginning of the video that we didn't record, I actually used some antibacterial gel on my back. I had a pre-wax solution on this client's neck. Now, can I get your neck to go forward a little bit more? So here now, we need to stretch this area quite well because this is a loose area of skin. So rub nice and hard, pull it down. For all those that like torture, this is torture. Okay, so as you can see now, the back is looking nice and clear. I'm just going to do this little bit of hair there on the other side of the shoulder. And you can see the amount of hair that is left on the actual strip. So we just go over this area here. Okay, nice and thin. So you've always got to make sure that you apply the wax nice and thinly. And just take the area that you need. Again, it's really important that you don't wax any areas that you don't need because that can actually cause the hair to grow. So again, there's still enough give on this strip. There we go. And if you see any little patches of hair that need to be removed, you can actually just use the remaining wax on that strip and that will take that from the area. And there's a little bit here. There we go. Again, at the beginning I said about putting a bit of oil on the end of your spatula, and that actually prevents your fingers from sticking to the spatula as you're doing the treatment. Now the only time that I would use gloves in this treatment is if I was doing any personal areas, but when it comes to back wax, as long as you're hygienic and you keep the area nice and clean, then there should be no issues with contamination. So again, you wax in the direction of the hair. The wax at this moment in time is getting a little bit gloopy, so I've just turned the temperature up a little bit. So this is an ideal treatment for those that are into bodybuilding or going to the gym, and this gentleman has just come from, is it swimming that you've done today, sir? Spinning. Spinning. So the hair can often get matted, irritated, and you know, some people just don't like hair, to be honest. Keep it straight, keep the camera straight, that's it. Okay, so again, get your strip, rub down on the area, pull down. And as you can see, I'm going in the direction that the opposite direction to the hair growth. So at this moment, as you can see, this back is, not only is it devoid of hair, but it's also devoid of wax. And it's really important that you make sure that there is no remaining wax on the end. And I'm going to show you my favourite little trick at the end. So just having a look here where the hair is, and it's actually going up. So you've got a little bit going up that way and a little bit going up that way. To be honest, this is the most important rule of any waxing, And when you are taught waxing, they generally only teach you 1 or 2 areas for you to do, and then they expect you to be able to learn the rest yourself, which is good if you're like me and you're quite pragmatic. But if you're a young therapist and you're faced with a new client who needs something like a back wax done, they are not going to be very impressed if you rip half their skin off, okay? So the rule of thumb is that you do it as rapidly and as fast as you can, and then you survey the area and just check and see if there's any little extra bits that you need to take off. Now, I can see that that back is done. And the client is happy with the treatment. Are you happy with your treatment today, sir?
Yeah, already done pain. Lovely.
Brilliant. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I do at the end of a treatment. This is really important. Not only does it relax the client, but it's really good for preventing anything sticking to the client's clothing, because wax is an absolute nightmare to get off your clothing. And also at the same time, it closes the follicles up and helps the skin heal a bit faster. It also prevents the hair from growing back faster. So I'll cover my hands with some nice oil. Best thing to use is a wheat germ oil, no almond oil or anything with any scent in it, because that can irritate the skin. And this is the one that people are least likely to be allergic to. And what I do is just massage the client's back with the oil. Bearing in mind I have been doing massage for 21 years now. And the client's not going to say no at the end of the day, are they?
Lovely.
Okay, so this is just closing all the follicles, preventing the client's skin from sticking, and relaxing the client at the end of the day. And for any area that I do waxing on, I do a massage on the area. Okay? Apart from personal areas, of course. That would be inappropriate. So then you take the towel that you've had tucked into the client's clothing, and this is to prevent wax from getting on the clothing. And then you just use that to remove any excess oil off the client. Okay. And the treatment is complete. So for the next instalment of Kerry's Waxing Techniques, I'll be posting up a leg wax next week. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.